most of the people that I come across know who their ideal buyer is, who their ideal client is, but very few people know when to find that buyer. And that's kind of what we're talking about in today's episode 935 of the Daily Sales Message Podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. Now, the initial thinking on this is what I would call a trigger point. So my family is an ideal client for a vet because we have pets, but it's only when something goes wrong or you need to do something, they're actually going to call the vet and have something done. So with the right kind of buyer, but it's the wrong time. That's the trigger point. What we're talking about today is what I would call intent signals. Intent signals. And this is where I'm trying to solve my problem, so I'm going to be doing things and showing my intent. One of the simplest ways to look at this is Google and search engine optimization. Now, I'll give you a banal example. Many years ago, and luckily my wife doesn't listen to these podcasts because she'll roll her eyes if she listens to this one. Many years ago, I fell out of my loft and broke my wrist, and I got what's called a distal radial fracture. Something like that. Maybe it's not precisely that, but distal radial fracture, my left wrist, and I've got this lovely little, I'll turn my arm around there, lovely little scar up my wrist. Horrendous. And it still hurts to this day. I've got metalwork in it. Very exciting. However, I didn't have a fixed loft ladder. And that's why I fell out the loft, because the ladder gave way and I came crashing down all of my body weight onto my left wrist. If I'd had a fixed loft ladder that was screwed to the floor, screwed to the wall, wouldn't have happened. I was Googling my operation, distal radial fracture, and I cannot recommend Googling an operation you're about to have. It was pretty graphic, I can tell you. But when the guy came to fit the loft ladder, because of two things I did. One, I had my wrist replaced. Second, I bought a fixed loft ladder. So I paid a loft ladder company to come and do it in my house, rock and roll lifestyle that I lead. And I said to the guy, you should be bidding on those as keywords on Google, because I Googled distal radial fracture, or however it said, I might be getting that wrong. And if an advert popped up and said, falling out your loft, you dummy, need a fixed loft ladder, I'd have totally bought from them, because I'm showing intent. I'm searching for that thing. Now, intent signals don't always come down to what somebody is searching for, but predominantly that's a very good signal to look out for. But it will come in other ways. They might buy other things or try other things or speak to people. But think about, for your buyers, if they're trying to solve their problem, what does their behavior look like? And within that, you can find their intent, and that makes it much easier for you to recognize somebody as a motivated buyer who's ready to buy, rather than somebody who's an ideal buyer, but it's just not the right time. Hope that made sense. Right. That's it for this episode of the podcast, where I've managed to complain about my wrist. My wife will be impressed after 10 years of doing it. Tomorrow, join me in tomorrow, 936, where we're talking about hands and how hands play a role in sales messaging. Oh, very exciting, from wrist to hands. I'll see you tomorrow.